I've been online the whole time, but in the way of doing broadcasts, I am sorry about the delay. I did promise you that I'd do videos between, you know, that one and this one, but I just haven't had the time. I've just been a little bit on the busy side, so this is the first one I've been able to do in a while. I got this game probably about 3 weeks ago. It's called RIDE3. Now, I've had this game, as I said, 3 weeks, and I've been playing it for quite some time. I've gotten up to $52,791 in my account for the rider, in the way of my account. The rider, I think, is at level 28, I think. Yeah, as you can probably see, level 28. You've got career, quick modes, multiplayer, then you've got weekly challenges, which is kind of, well, it's a weekly challenge for you. They throw all sorts of weekly things up that you've got to try and do inside a week. You've got livery editor, you've got my rider. Now, my rider is where you can customise your rider and what have you. For example, I'll give you an example. It's rider ID, a customise rider. Now, with you customising a rider, you've got your personal data, you've got face, home outfits, race outfits, riding style, and race number. My race number is number 94, as you've probably seen in all my broadcasts. It's my trademark number. I've used that number since 1994 because of what happened. Late 94 I started using that number because of what happened, so I won't go into that. But yeah, what I'll do, I'm going to do a couple of races for you on this broadcast. Hopefully it's an hour long broadcast, and I think my godson has just turned up at his mic.
Yeah, I'm here. Just grabbing a drink if I can reach it.
Now, what I'll do for you guys is I'll explain everything to you. It goes here with personal data. It says you're male or a female. You can change it in amongst the game while you play the game. You've got your first name, your last name, and what nationality you want it to be. And then after that, you've got your face, which is your facial features, like 1, 2, or 3, or whatever. There's actually 5 you can have. Hairstyles, you can have 5, just like you can with your hairstyles and beards. You got 6 in total with your beards. Your home outfit is what you see him wearing right there, like your trousers, your shirt, your shoes. Your race outfit, you got street racing 1 and 2. You got your track racing 1 and 2. So that's, I mean, all this helmet, visor, suit, it pictures out with all of that. You can change everything on there. Same with the Moto one, if you have a look. If it gets, listen, you get to it. As you can see, all of that's red and black as well as red, yellow and black. Hence me, German, that's where I was born. But yeah, what I will do for you guys is a couple of races. There are 4 games of the Ride series. There's Ride, Ride 2, Ride 3, which is this one, and Ride 4. A friend of mine bought Ride 4 after having Ride 3, and he said to me that Ride 3 is a much better game than Ride 4. Now, I went over to his place and played it. Now, I mean, he does have an Xbox, and obviously I have a PS4, but I played it on his Xbox, so I had to go at it myself. And he's right. Ride 4 is not as crash hot, is not all that crash hot. It's not as good as Ride 3. Ride 3, you've got, I think it says 300 types of bikes. You've got, I don't know how many tracks it says, but you've got quite a few number of tracks. You go practically around the country, around the planet. You've got one particular racetrack that's got in here. It's only got partial, and that track is the Isle of Man, where they have the TT race for the motorcycles. Now, for you guys, I am in the middle of doing a career, but I'm not going to do a career race because I don't really want to do a career race on a broadcast, just in case something major happens. And I want to try and keep it calm tonight. I'm hoping to God I do stay calm. So what I'll do is I'll do a couple of quick races for you, and then you can judge the game for yourself. But also, when you go to set up your races, you've got your quick race, which is what I will be doing for you. You've got time attack, and you've also got drag race. Now, drag race is on both the PS4 version and also the Xbox One version. All of that there you see. Quick race, time attack, and drag race. It's all on the same. It's all the same. It's not. People think it might be different because it's on a different system. There is one thing different that I've noticed with both the games, and that is there's one section on. It could be on the PS4, but I haven't found it. One section that I have noticed that's not on the PS4, unless, as I said, I haven't seen it yet. You can modify your jacket. You can put stickers on your jacket, like sponsors, like say Honda or Yamaha or AGT or AGP or whatever it is. You know, any of those types of sponsors. But you can do that to your bike. Very quickly, I'll show you where you go to do it. You go to Edit Livery. Or Livery Editor, sorry. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat. And you got your graphics, your new projects, which I personally have not got any going at the moment. But I do have one livery which I did download. I think it's for another bike, I know that. I don't know what one it is. I don't know what bike it's for. But I'll show you what you can do. You've got all these bikes you see here are in my garage, every single one of them, right from the very first one which you saw, which was the single-sided swing arm bike, which is the F4 1000 man bar, right through to your Yamaha, which is the YZF R6. And you've even got this one here, which is an Aprilia, which is a dirt bike, and is not a bad bike. It's actually got me a few wins on campaign. I'm actually hoping to get more Aprilias because they seem to be a good bike. Me personally, I don't really like single-sided swing arms. They're a bit of a pain in the butt, and this one is a single-sided swing arm. I was using this bike earlier on today and it didn't really work well. So yeah, what bike shall we use? Let's go back to... Now this here is where you've got your garage, which is where your bikes are. You've got a dealership where you buy your bikes. You've got your customization for your bike, which is this here. And as you can see, you can change the gearbox and all that over. Alright, all that's stock at the moment. And wheels as well. and here's like some of your wheels that you have that you can change it over to. In your way, your tyres, you've got the standard, you've got your standard Pirellis, you've got your Supercross Pirellis, Diablo, and then you got Superbike Cross as well. So you know, I will admit it's a bit of a hard game to understand at first. Let's see. Let's go. Oh, that's what I'll do for you. Just before I do a race, I am going to show you one thing. You've got the Aprilia. These are all the bike builders you have. All these here. This is where you basically it's auto alley, if you know what I mean, in the way of motorcycles. Yeah, anybody in New South Wales who lives in the area where I live would know Auto Alley. See? All of them. BMW as well. I'm not sure if I think I have got a BMW, I'm not sure. The BMW I am chasing though, when I do get it, is this one here. But I haven't got the cash to get it. I do want to get this one of these ones here, but I can't yet, which sucks. So yeah, but let's go and get a different bike. Let's see what we've got here, KTM. No, I didn't get one. Oh, hello. Oh, whoops.
I might use it when you're talking.
That's cool, dude. Sorry about that, guys. Scotty decided to mute his mic. I wish he wouldn't mute his mic. Even though I'm doing a broadcast, I do want him to talk every once in a while if I ask him questions, something like that. The only time I do want him to mute his mic is if he's going to have something going in the background, like say story or something like that from the game that he's playing.
Yeah,
so
that's why I'll mute my mic, yeah.
But
so
let's see, what bike can I take? Oh, by the way, guys, sorry about the little interruption on the broadcast. I tried to do something and it didn't work. Oh my god, oh hello, bum. No, I don't want to go there. Let's go to there. Now, get rid of that bike. I don't want to use that. Let's go. Ah, that's alright, I'll put it on I'll do a dirt bike race for you. First of all, to find it. Ah, there it is. Quick mode. Select track. Here we go. I think it was that one. I think. Yeah, I'll do this one. I'll do a couple of races. for you. Now, with me doing a quick race, I'm not really fussed where I come. Knowing me with what I've done to the bike, I'll probably win. In a way, I hope I do. But other than that, I'm more than likely and probably won't. No, I'm all luck. So yeah. It's as I said, it's a very, very, very good game. You can, however, if you don't really want to have all that much of a challenge with it, you can change it in such a way as you can have it set so the computer will actually help you stop the bike if you have a hand injury or something like that, like I have, or you know, something along those lines. You can set it so the computer, like you can set it brake assist, steer assist, something like that. Oh yes, my favourite track. One of my favourite tracks. Here we go. Now sadly this is going to be a 3-lap race. I wish it was a 5-lap race. You can set it for 5 laps. Oh Jesus. Oh! Ow. Well, I'm not going to win this one. Oh well. I'll let you watch the replay on that if you want. I usually do that with my games when I do games like this, but sorry about that, guys. what I'll do for you guys is I'll do a 5-lap race on this track with these bikes. So you basically, I mean, you would have got the idea with that then, but how am I going to put it to you? It's going to sound strange, but you guys obviously fully understand the game now. But to see it in, like when I say sort of in full sort of thing, I'm talking like. I'll show you sort of a 5-lap race will do better justice to the game than a 3-lap race. And then what I'll do is I'll change it from this track to another track. I don't know what track I'll do it. But I will do another dirt bike race as well, another dirt bike track. I'll do another one on this one, 5 laps, and then I'll do another track. And then I'll do a street race for this. One of my favourite, well, it's not exactly one of my favourites because it's a real pain. If you remember, I told you earlier about a friend of mine that I went over to his place and had to go at this game on his Xbox. There's a track on here which I'll do the broadcast on. The track is called Snake, and it's quite a how am I going to put it? It's a bit of a difficult circuit. The reason why it's a little bit of a difficult circuit is because it's got hairpin bends in it. It's a very tight, twisty circuit. And I was doing that. I was playing that race, that track one day when I was over to his place. And I'm pretty sure the stack I had, I'm pretty sure if you're able to have parachutes in the back of the people when you were riding, I'm pretty sure he would have had to deploy his parachute, because I hit a rock flat out, and the bike then decided to go up towards a tree, and the rider came off the bike and then went full on into the side of or full on into a pole, shot with his stomach. Brilliant. Hang on, race options. There you go, 5. Here we go. And I think he's watching us. Damn. Ow, is all I can say to that. Luckily it's a 5-lap race. Now, as I said guys, the next track I'm going to do is a track called Snake. And the reason why it's called Snake is because it's a very, very tight, it's not exactly a tight, twisty circuit, but it's got a lot of hairpin bends in it. And being on a road bike and on that track is not exactly fun. But how do you like it? I've had this race. If I can pull off a few tricks here, I may win this. And that was not one of them. No, I'm not going to win it. I'll be settled for 5th. Scratch that, 4th. Now, I won't do a replay on this one because I want to get straight to the snake, but I will explain something to you guys. Most of these guys here, unless these are other people who have this game, which I highly doubt, except for 2 of them, the one that says Mac 7419, that is my other account on PS4, on this PS4 that I have. The King Solomon 1987, that's a friend of mine who I have on my friends list who actually does have this game himself, and I have raced him. So it's not a bad, it's quite a good idea, with especially having my other account in here, because I get to race myself, if you know what I mean. Now let's go for the snake and then choose my bike. I swear to God guys, I am not using a single-sided swing arm bike ever again. Unless I have to in the campaign. Because that single-sided swing arm bike was a pain in the butt. It really was. Now, snake, oh yeah. Snake it is. Now, bike. No. Where's the one I did up? I think that was it. Yeah. Five laps on the snake. And yes, guys, as I said, well, I didn't say this, but I will say it now. It is a fun game. but it can get trying at times. You can literally sometimes just want to just snap your control sometimes, but other than that, it's a good game. Trust me, you'll like it. One of the many reasons why I like it is because I like I'm a biker, so you know I love motorcycles, and I wanted to get this game for quite some time. I never had RIDE or RIDE2, but when RIDE3 came out, I wanted to get it, but I didn't get a chance up until 3 weeks ago. Yes, it's an old game, but it's a good one. No way in God's name will I ever buy RIDE4 after what I saw. No way. I know you're all probably thinking, yeah, right, yeah. Famous last words. Well, no, I mean it. I am not buying that game.
That's what I was thinking in my head.
Other account. This is gonna hurt. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Oh, is that right? Okay then, have it your way. That was a case of, look at me, Mark, I can fly. Now, anyone who has a love for motorcycles will either have bought or will want to buy this game. Believe me. I got called crazy one time when I told one of my friends what I did in the way of several games. I used to race games like NASCAR games or games that had big races in them, like say the Bathurst 1000. For those who are watching my broadcast from overseas who don't know the Bathurst 1000 is the biggest race on the V8 calendar. It's 1,000 kilometres of hard racing for the drivers. They do have driver changes and what have you, but yeah, I still do sometimes do it, but not all the time. I used to race simulated races full distance, like for example the Daytona 500. I've won that full distance. I've won it about 8 times. The Bathurst 1000, I've won that 7 times, full distance. I've won, now these are simulated races, mind you guys, like this. I've won the Le Mans 24 Hour twice. I've won the Indianapolis 500 once. I've won the Formula 1 Monaco Grand Prix 6 times. I've won the Brickyard 400 twice. I've won, just some very big races in the way on simulators like this. I've also run and won once, mind you, which really bites, only winning it once, was the Monaco, the Monte Carlo Rally. Because I used to have a rally game which I really loved, but I haven't been able to find it since. I was kind of hoping to find it on PS4 and I'd broadcast that, but the thing is I can't find it, so I can't play it, so I'm sort of bummed out about that. Whoa, damn. Bloody French. Get out of the way, frog. And before anybody asks, yes, you can change your colour scheme on your bike, and you also can change your leathers in the way of the company that is your leather supplier, and also you can change your colour scheme on your leathers as well. Even the helmet, which is a good thing. Oh well. With my other character being in front, either way. Whoa, whoa! Either way, I'll win the race.
You fucked up majorly. You shouldn't have braked that hard, you know.
Shut up and let me concentrate. Don't worry guys, that's just my godson. I'll make all that back, trust me.
Just go on the bottom of the back.
Ah, bomb. one of my other friends says, fire truck. Oh man. I still could win this, guys. It's a long shot, but I still could win it. One more lap after this one, and hopefully I'm in top 9. I'm inside the top 10. I'll put it to you that way. On the final lap right now, guys. Please pray to God I win this race. I would like to win this race for you guys because it's a broadcast, and I want to win it for all my viewers. this might be a long shot. I'm kind of hoping I'll win it. Well, the best I'm going to get for this, guys, is 4th. I did try my best, but I didn't get what I was hoping. Sorry about that, guys. What I will do for you, though, is I will let you view the replay. Now, I mean, street bikes on this are good. That bike that I had earlier, which had the single-sided swing arm before I chose my dirt bike, and then this bike when I was doing the race, that bike wasn't really crash hot for me. I didn't really like that one with the single-sided swing arm. They do have their bonuses and they do have their faults, but then again, every bike in every situation, in real and also in game, each one does have their own bonuses and their own faults. For example, one of the many things that bikes of today, like all your Suzuki's, Kawasaki's, Yamahas and all that, all your high-powered versions of those bikes, your 600s, your 900s and your Ducatis, they've all got a power band, and that power band can be a plus or a minus to that bike, especially to the rider of that bike. It's a little bit like how am I gonna put it? It's a bit 50-50 thing with a power band and a bike.
That's so loud.
Sorry about that. Yeah, each bike has their pluses and their faults, as I said. Look, I love bikes, I really do. But they are a dangerous vehicle. People, if you don't treat the bike right and you don't concentrate when you're riding the bike in real life, you can either get seriously injured or killed. Because, as they say in ads and commercials here in Australia, because you're riding a bike, you've got two wheels, so you're half the size of a car. A car will not see you, or does not always see you. You'll be on your bike, you could be in a blind spot of a car for quite a while. Just like what they say about general people in general on foot and trucks. The biggest vehicle that's got the biggest blind spot is a truck. They even proved that in a commercial here in Australia, which is on every once in a while on one of the channels here in Australia. And it's just unbelievable. But with a motorcycle, it's a different thing altogether. You're basically a dot on the world when you're on your bike. And, you know, there are people out there who drive cars and trucks and buses, and then there's you guys on your bikes, and you get people who ride their bikes and they're as calm as possible, and they always concentrate on certain things, and they never, they do have faults, and they do crash and whatnot, or they might not concentrate completely and then lose concentration totally, or not totally, but, you know, they have a little bit of a mishap, right? Most of the time, guys who ride bikes, I mean, I myself, I had a dirt bike, and I've got mates who have got bikes, and they've told me, and, you know, one of my mates had a very vicious accident. Actually, two of my friends had vicious accidents on motorcycles, one of which is no longer with us because of an accident on his motorcycle. Yes, he did die on the motorcycle in the accident, so I don't want to get into that. As I just said, they are a dangerous vehicle. You can get killed on a motorcycle. You've got to watch yourself. You've got to be careful of your surroundings. Always think ahead. Never, ever, ever take things for granted in the way of when you're on your bike, because you get inconsiderate little. I don't know how to say it really, because it's a broadcast, and I was hoping that, you know, I could say it the way I usually say it, but I'll put it to you this way: you get inconsiderate little dopes in cars who think they're king, and because you're on a motorcycle, they think you're nothing to them. It's the way they are with push bikes as well. I've seen it where on one of the many things we watch when I'm watching YouTube, we watch YouTube, and I've actually seen people on push bikes get wiped out by cars. I've also seen people on motorcycles get wiped out by cars on YouTube. We see it a lot on around Australia in the way of the news. Sometimes they'll have a report of a motorcycle accident on the news. Yeah, the rider might survive, and to be honest, every time I do hear of a motorcycle accident, it makes me think, because as I said, I've got friends who ride motorcycles. For example, there was an accident yesterday which was put on the news with a motorcycle, between a motorcycle and a bus, I think it was, and the motorcycle looked identical to one of my friend's bikes. Same colour, same shape, it's the same model, everything, same make. And the moment I saw that bike laying there, I immediately thought of him. I just thought, no, I hope not. So I'm praying to God that he's okay. So that's it's a bit of a hard thing to think about, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this game I give a 9.5 out of 10. I'm not going to give it a full 10 because I have noticed some faults with the game, but not a lot. So it's a 9.5 out of 10. I will do another broadcast with this game in probably a month. Hopefully I'll be partway through the campaign, because I'm going to start running the campaign fairly soon. At this current point in time, I'm concentrating on another, well, not exactly concentrating on that one particular game, but I am concentrating on Farm Sim 19 at this point in time, trying to go for all the trophies so I can get the platinum. I've also got another game called Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. that game's an oldie, but a goodie. I bought that game, first time I bought that game was about 20 years ago. Yes, you heard me, 20. It came out on PC only. And when it came out on PC, I saw it, I thought, oh yeah, great, fantastic, good, I'll buy it. I went to go and buy it, and it didn't work. Now, oh, sorry about all the lag, by the way, guys. I think it's probably because I don't know what's causing it. Another game I bought, which was called Full Throttle, was about a guy who was called Ben, and he's the leader of a bikie gang in a world gone wrong. The motorcycle gang, or the bikie gang that he's a member of and leader of, is called Polecats. If I could find that on PS4, I'll do a broadcast of that. I'll actually do a couple of broadcasts on that, because I finished that game so many times, it's unbelievable. It is a very, very good game, but it is also a little bit on the confusing side at times. It'll take me a while to get used to it again, because I haven't played it in such a long time. I'm kind of hoping I do find, as I said, it on PS4 again. I did see it on here. I saw it on here about 3 months ago. I haven't seen it since. If I find it, I'm going to buy it, download it, and then I'll do a broadcast on that. I think they only did that with that game once, because it was its 20th anniversary, and the guy who was the voice for the club leader, he passed away not long before they actually did the 20th anniversary release of the game, when they remastered it. So but yeah, guys, as soon as this is over, this race, I'm going to have to call it on the broadcast, because, well, there's not much really more to discuss about the game. It's as I said a few times, it's a good game. There's about 300 makes and models of motorcycle. Quite a few tracks, all different types of tracks. It's got, believe it or not, it's also got Daytona. Yes, you heard me, Daytona. Now, as I said to you guys, I did run the Daytona 500 full length on PC. I've also done it on PS4, because I've got NASCAR Heat 5 and NASCAR Heat 4. And I've got plans to do that again, but I don't know when. I raced a 3-lap race on Daytona on the motorcycle and won it. Maybe it was just my day that day, because I won nearly every race I went into. But today just hasn't been my day. Every race I went into, I just did not win. I played the game early this morning and didn't go all that crash quite often. So yeah, you know, crash, no pun intended. As you saw, I've come off a few times on this race. I do go reasonably well on times, and I do have bad days. Everyone's got a good day and has their good days and bad days. Today I think might just be my bad day, I think. But, you know, there's RIDE3, as I said to you earlier when I started the broadcast, RIDE3 came out a couple of months back. I did have to go to a friend's place. It is a good game. It's not all that bad, but one of the reasons why I'm saying what I'm saying about it, and saying that I'm not going to buy it, is this. The physicality to the bike, they've tried to make it more realistic, yes. They've tried to have the bike handle better, yes. They've tried to have it, they've put a few different circuits in there, yes. Have they got any of the original circuits from Ride 1, 2 and 3? Yes. So that's where it gets to about 9 for me in that game. Do they have all the same makes? Yes. I think there are a few more, I'm not sure. I do know for a fact with Ride 3, I'm not too sure about Ride 2 because I've never played it, nor Ride. I do know with Ride 3, you do have Harley Davidson in Ride 3. I do know that because Harley Davidson do have a racing category. I think you might have them in Ride 4. I'd have to ask my friend who's got it. I'd have to ask him to have a look. But in the way of 10 out of 10s and whatnot, if I was to give this in the way of it scoring for the game, probably, now this is going to sound crazy coming from me, probably a 9.5. Now, you're probably thinking, why not 10? You love bikes. Well, one of the reasons why I'm not going to give it a 10 is because it's one of those types of games where sometimes it's, how am I going to put it? A bit of an obstacle to understand sometimes. That's the reason why I'm not going to give it a 10. And the reason why I say it like that is because you can be playing it and then something might happen, or something like that, like your game might freeze, or something like that, which will honestly drive you nuts, and it would kick you out of or it kicks you out of the game or something like that. That's a rarity though. So that's one of the reasons why I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. But if I was to give it a 10 out of 10, the only reason I'll give it a 10 out of 10 is the way the bikes are and the way some of the tracks are. That's the only way it would score a 10 out of 10. Yes, it's got my favourite bike, which is Harley Davidson. I would love to have a Harley in my garage on this, but apparently, according to my friend that I'm talking about, who, as I said, has an Xbox, I've got to open them up. So, if you know what I mean, guys, I've got plenty of work to do in the way of trying to open those boys up. There's also a couple of bikes in here which are already open, but I can't get to them because I can't afford them, because I've only got something like 50 odd thousand in the way of cash for the game. I will tell you exactly how much fairly soon. But with that being said, it's as I said to you earlier, even before the start of the race, this race in particular, you can modify your bikes. You can change your rider's outfit whenever you feel up to it. You can also change your sex whenever you feel up to it. You can change anything on the bike you want at any stage, but the only way to do that and get it done properly is to race and build money up first before you do anything to your bike. That's what I did with this Honda. I did that with this Honda. I built up as much money as I got the bike, raced, built up money, and then did what I had to do to the bike. So that's that. But yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea to, if you know what I mean, save your pennies up in the game first of all. You get given up, yeah, I think from memory you get given a bike, and I think it's this one, which is, and I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I did do that section. I could be wrong. You do have a choice with the dirt bike. You do have a choice of either Honda. You have a choice of any of those bikes in the way of the dirt bike. Any of those dirt bikes is available. You can choose. I've got Aprilia. I think it's the same with the road bikes as well. You've got a choice of any road bike you want. You can choose one to start out with. I chose this one. The reason I chose this one is because the year model it is, and the fact that it was when it was built in its time, it was a lightweight bike, and probably still is counted as a lightweight bike, and yeah, that's about that's about it. Yeah, guys, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna call it here on this, so you know what the game's like. That's where I scored a penalty, didn't I? Let's see. Now, also guys, in a few days' time, I am going to be doing a broadcast on SimCity. SimCity. I'm thinking PC. Yes, there was a game called SimCity on PC, but there were several versions. I will be doing a broadcast on a game fairly soon called City Skylines, because I'm going to restart a city on City Skylines. Well, I've already got one going, which I am going to continue on with, but I'm going to start another one up and go from there with that one. The one that I'm doing on City Skylines has got something like 31,000 people living in there, which is basically a small metropolis. Now, I grew up in the city, and I was taken just before I do stop the broadcast. I am going to explain something to you guys. I was brought up in the city, and yet everyone says, and I do tend to agree with them now because of what I've been doing, everyone says to me that I'm a country kid. My mum has been calling me a country kid since the age of about 15. The reason being is because there's a train here in Australia which runs around New South Wales, up into Queensland and also down into Melbourne, called the XPT. And my mum and I got some free tickets on it when I was 15 years old, and we went out to a country town called Bathurst. I fell in love with that place and I did not want to leave. And from that day forth, my mum has said that I've changed, and my mum says that I'm a country kid because of that. And to be honest, I am starting to agree with her. And what I've done is, on City Skylines, I've got one city which I'm doing, which has got 31,000 people in it. I'm going to do several cities. One I'm going to do, when I do my next broadcast, I'll start that city. But what I would like to do with that city is see if I can keep it a small country town. In other words, somewhere around about the 4,000 people mark. If I have to go to 5,000 or 10,000, I still want to try and keep it a small country town. Okay, alright guys, that is it. I shall catch you guys soon. As I said, probably the next broadcast will be City Skylines. If it's not going to be City Skylines, it will be Farm Sim 19. because I am doing a few things on Farm Sim 19. I am now going for trophies. I'm doing I'm wanting to get all the trophies on there to get the platinum. So I'll be doing that on a regular basis when I do runs on that. Okay guys, that is that. I shall see you guys when I see you guys. This is Camaro, out.